descriptive about it. And what I've realized with women is that women really have an inability to speak directly and accurately, especially when it comes to telling the truth about what they like and what they dislike. Yeah. Because, I mean, women feel things. They're emotional, but it's very difficult for them to describe what is required for them to feel that emotion where they would be attracted to a man, which is why I think women in general give terrible advice when it comes to what they're actually attracted to. A bunch of you couldn't even describe what you really like in a guy. But the reality is the vibe is nothing more than the ability to feel a connection with a guy contingent upon certain factors. Is he attractive? Is he charismatic? Does he make you feel comfortable? Does he, is he tall? Is he muscular? Does he fit your physical description of what you like? Is he funny? All these things. And women don't really understand what a vibe is. You have to kind of just have it. And that it is what it is. But I would argue that women don't have to, they don't care because they're not the ones that create the vibe. The man has to do it. So,
no. It's a team effort. It's chemistry between you.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nah, the guys gotta set the tone.
I'm
gonna bring the vibe. Like,
Stop the cap.
The reality is,
she even said it earlier. She said, I'm a vibe, so you have to match my vibe.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's no burden of performance on you to create the vibe. It's on the man to create the vibe, and then you bounce back based off you like him.
Because I can't, okay, if you go on a date with a girl and she just sitting there, you want to drink? No. If she's like not really trying to have no fun with you, then she's not a vibe. Like, you don't want her to be on a date with you. You like, damn, I wish I was with my ex. I wish I was with a fun bitch because this bitch boring. So that's what I'm saying. You gonna want to go out with somebody that is interesting. You're not gonna want to go out with somebody.
You do realize that men find women that are boring fairly attractive, right?
Yeah, because they're easier to control.
What if you can't have a conversation with her at all, though?
I guess.
Huh?
What if you can't have a conversation with her at all? Like, she just sits there.
I mean, if I'm going to be all the way honest with you, most women suck at conversing anyway.
Yeah.
Because men tend to, you know, operate from a logically sound perspective. We speak in concise with things. I mean, I asked you guys a very direct question, and a lot of you guys couldn't answer it because men and women are just very different. A lot of the times when guys have conversations with you, we have to dumb it down and talk about things that you're more interested in versus,
not
you know,
with every girl, but I'm saying you probably run into some females that... Not every girl.
Most. A staggering majority, actually.
Some guys can't have conversations.
That's true.
What do you mean when they can't have conversations?
Because he's staring at your tits.
Yeah.
When you say most guys can't have conversations, what do you mean by that?
Hurry up, let's go.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's some guys that I can't sit and have an intellectual conversation with. Like, they want me to have the conversation. I'll talk all day to you.
That's Play-Doh right here. You
Yeah,
want to talk Play-Doh? DM her. So what's the intellectual topic?
Yeah.
It can go anywhere.
Oh, there it is.
I'm just saying, like,
Anywhere?
I'm
Can
sure
it
you've
go
been
to
on a
the
date with a
vibe?
girl that is just boring and she can't even talk. She just sits there.
So what's the
topic?
topic?
Are you gonna go home with her? Like, I mean,
Blonde, what is the intellectual topic? Give us the topic.
It can be anything.
Crypto? No, not anything. Give us the topic.
Real estate?
What is the topic?
It could be anything. It could be anything you're interested in.
What was the reason? Anything.
Translation.
What was the
If
reason?
I'm on a date with a guy and he can't talk to me about
He has
anything,
an intellectual conversation. You just bounce back off of his talking points.
maybe I started it.
But what's the topic?
Can you finish
What?
it?
By asking him a question about what he does, and then he starts the conversation, and then you just bounce back?
Isn't that what he's gonna do too?
No.
Not necessarily.
He's first in the topic.
So how are you gonna start it?
I'll start with this. I'll start with this. It's interesting that Plato says there's an invisible world of forms. Everyone in this room knows what a chair is, but is a beanbag a chair? Yes. Is a four-legged stool a chair? Yes. Is a one-legged stool a chair? Yes. How can they all be chairs unless they all adhere to an invisible world that we all share in the mental plane of the perfect chair, meaning there's perfect thought forms of God, proving God. Do you ever sound like that on a date, dumb blonde? Fuck no.
I was going to say, that sounds interesting.
I'm not saying, ladies, that, like, women are stupid. I'm not saying that. What I want you to understand is that when a man goes on a date with a woman, there's an absolute burden of performance on the man to carry the conversation, plan a date, have the masculine presence, and be the initiator and the creation of the vibe.
He's the leader.
He's
the leader.
Like me, we finna have fun. I'm gonna make sure we have fun, but you gotta have fun back.
But some guys can't do what you just said. So if they can't do what you just said, I'm not.
No, I'm gonna have fun regardless. But if you're not having fun with me back, then what I'm like?
What are we doing?
Home. Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, when I asked you specifically, what would make you make a guy wait? You said he's boring.
Yes. If you're not having fun with me back, I'm not fucking you. It's not going nowhere.
So you just got to be fun.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how he looks.
No, I like some.
Fantastic. Interesting. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is what I noticed when I asked you guys a very straightforward question. A lot of you guys had an issue with answering it directly, and I think that's one of the biggest differences between how men communicate versus how women communicate. Women have a very tough time with speaking concisely, clearly, and directly.
Okay, so what would a woman do on a first date that would turn you off or make you wait?
Not suck dick.
That would make me wait?
Yeah, or make me wait.
Okay, are you asking me personally or men in general?
I'm asking you the same question you asked us, but reversed.
Okay, well, I can give you my personal answer, but that is not indicative of how most men think.
No, but I just want to hear you say it. If you can put it into words, I want to hear what you say.
I'll give you mine, but I'm going to give you a more general thing because I understand that I'm an exception to the rule, and the exception doesn't make the rule. So I'm at a point now where if a woman's annoying, I don't have sex with her regardless of how hot she is, because it's just annoying. But that's because I've interviewed 2,500 women. I talk to women every day. I have a very low tolerance for female stupidity now because I do it professionally. So if I'm doing it for free, I get angry. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. But with that said, most men will absolutely tolerate female stupidity for sex.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'm just in a weird situation where I talk to women all the time. So I get easily annoyed with dumb women.